mornings. It is, I don't even know the day. I think it's the 21st of July, something like that. If I look like a mess, it's because I am. There are a few reasons as to why. Sorry, I have my food in the background. I'm making Becky her food right now, so I just wanted to do this sit down video while Becky is content and watching her shows. She just woke up from her nap, so she's hungry and wants to watch some stuff in the living room. You guys have obviously seen the title of this video. I am struggling this week. Badly. I am struggling physically, mentally, emotionally. It's been a hard week. We had 2 weeks, 3 weeks where everything was going good and great, and then all of a sudden we just kept getting hit with bad news. Riker had a stomach bug, and they make you do a 10-day quarantine. But they made him come back 3 days early, so instead of coming back on Monday, he came back on Friday, so a few days before. And he was working with a friend that he's known since high school. They're friends on Facebook as well, so he knows that he has a wife and a daughter. And his friend was asking how our daughter was doing, and because she isn't feeling the best, she's teething and growing. She has a little bit of a fever, and Riker just, made a comment about how, oh yeah, she's doing okay, she just has a little bit of a fever due to teething, which is normal for toddlers. And because the front desk was not aware that our child was teething, which I don't know why it's any of their fucking business. She doesn't have COVID. We've already tested her. She's negative. It's just a fever due to getting teeth in for the first time. And they made a comment about how they wanted to talk to him on Monday. And yesterday comes, and they fired him. All because he didn't tell the receptionist at the front desk that our child was teething and had a fever. So what was the point of taking him off of that 10-day quarantine? I don't know. If you guys didn't know, Riker has a fine. He used to have 2, but we got a fine completely paid off. Because we weren't able to make payments due to not having a job, and we had a friend who was going to help us. That was weird. He's just doing a couple of temp jobs until Thursday when he goes on that tour, and then he finds out what day he has to do the drug test, so whether that's Friday or Monday, depending on what they say. So he's gone right now. He's trying to get at least something coming in this week, besides his last paycheck that he will be receiving from Nestle. So when it was his turn for his show of cause, because he has a new, his old judge retired, so he has a new judge now. The judge was kind of a dick, and I get where he's the judge. I get where the judge is coming from. Rikers needed to pay this fine off for the past 5 years, and we only have one of them paid off in full. So when it was Riker's turn, the judge was like, "Okay, you need to pay this in full by the end of the day. How are you going to do that?" And Riker was like, I'm behind on all of my bills. I just got caught up on them. Like, I have literally nothing to my name. He's like, I can start making payments. He's like, I even made a payment last week from one of my last paychecks because I got quite a bit from it. And he just kind of had to like plead with the judge and was like, I cannot make that payment, all of it today. There's my parents' bank account is negative. My parents aren't gonna help. That's a lot of money. It's only like 500, I think, or maybe 400 now at this point. But I already have to pay my parents back for a lot of money that they've been giving me over the past couple of months, or even the past like 4 or 5 months, 6 months. I owe them quite a bit already. I really don't want to owe them 400 on top of like the 300 I already owe them. And it just, I hate that I'm complaining so much on the channel, on my channel, especially in the beginning year of me having it, but I just feel so defeated right now. We are not fully caught up on our bills, and it just feels like we cannot catch a break. I have been so depressed this past week because of everything that's going on. And I hate that we live in such a small apartment because I can't hide that from my child. And she can tell that something is going on. She doesn't understand it yet. And not only that, but she is acting out. So on top of all of the crap that we have to deal with Nestle and him trying to get a new job, all of that on top of a toddler acting out is just, I am breaking every minute of the day. I have been so emotional this past week, and I don't know what that's from, or why I've been an emotional wreck the past couple of weeks. But the past week has been very straining. I have contemplated suicide. I am not going to, but I am so tired of feeling like the world is against me, and like nothing can go right. fact that he lost his job just kind of screws everything over with us trying to move in November. And I don't even know where to begin, because it seems like we were so far ahead and we just got kicked back to square one with everything. I just feel so lost and powerless. You guys don't even know this is real and this is raw. I'm going to leave this video as is. I just don't even know what to do anymore. I'm hoping that everything starts to work out here soon, but at the same time I am losing hope and trust that everything will work out every day, because it seems like something goes wrong every single day, and it's huge stuff that impacts our life. I know this probably wasn't the video that you guys were expecting, but I just feel I'm struggling, you guys. I just feel so lost right now. I am going to eat, try and watch stuff and do things around the house. I'm not going to put this is the vlog and sit down video this week. I'm sorry. Hopefully within the next, I don't want to say within the next 2 weeks because you never know, but I'm hoping with the next month things will kind of get back to our kind of normal. And then hopefully better than that after that, but I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm sorry if the next few vlogs are not happy ones. I am trying to keep it real for you guys, really. Everyone seems to be, I guess all the other people that I see on YouTube seem to be doing really, really well for themselves, and they don't talk, I mean, they talk about mental health, and they talk about some of the rough things that they've been through, but look at my hair. I mean, I have food on the bed, and I have a dirty nightstand that I need to go through. And I am literally breaking down crying from just how much I've been thrown around. If you are feeling down, please get some help. I am, with all of the shit that I've had to deal with in my life, you'd think I'd have a therapist by now, and I don't, but I need to find one, and that is on the to-do list. Maybe not today, but I need to find a therapist soon so that I can do weekly meetings, because at this point, I need someone to talk to who isn't my husband, and I need to get help. Now, I was never diagnosed with depression, but with everything that I've been through in my life, it's very apparent that I have it. I mean, when your parents are constantly telling you that you are a fuck up and a disappointment, and they can see why every single day why they don't love you as much as their other children, that definitely hits in the depression area. After I had my daughter, my mom had postpartum depression with with my younger brother, and I had really bad postpartum depression after I had my daughter. It hasn't gone away. There are moments where, and I'm 2 years postpartum, but I would be lying if I said that it went away. It hasn't. I still struggle with it every day. There are some days where it's better than others, but most of the time I get hit with depression when Becky is sleeping and taking her nap. That is when I can deal with it the most. Normally I can just have a cry session and be good. But with everything going on this week, it's going to take a lot more than that to get me through it. And I don't want to talk to my husband about it, but I need someone to talk to. I'm not necessarily going to make that to be you guys, but this week is hard. I am sorry. But I am also not going to apologize for showing you the real and the raw, because this is life. It really is. Thank you so much for sticking around at the end of this video, or for even watching. I'm hoping to be better. Maybe have some good news next week, maybe. But we will see. We'll keep you updated. Thank you for listening. Message me with anything. I mean it, you guys. I'm here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. It is the next day from when I originally filmed that last clip. So I just wanted to include this in this video just because of everything that was going on. This is added onto it as well. So not only did all of that stuff happen, but today our phones got shut off because we still have a past due balance, which is kind of frustrating because I called them multiple times asking for them to push back the date so that I could pay $100 every week because that's all I have the money for it. Because I was also paying like at least $50 to all of my other bills that are past due at the moment, because there was about a month and a half that me and Riker weren't working, and I had let them know that we were looking for work, and then I let them know as soon as Riker got that job, and let them know that he does get paid weekly, so I may be able to pay at least $50 every week to these past due amounts. And our Dominion Energy and Rocky Mountain Power have been really, really great and understanding. And I only have, on our Dominion Energy, I only have a little bit over $100 to pay, and then our power bill, I only have $100. So I'm not concerned about those whatsoever. I am caught up on everything else that we pay for at the moment. Rent is covered at the moment. So we are good in most of our bills, and even though we're past due on those other ones, like I said, they are really understanding with how everything has gone about. So they haven't, in our Xfinity bill, our internet bill as well, they have also been extremely generous and helpful, and they've pushed back our dates of when we, like the latest of when we need to pay them. And it's nice that they are being so understanding about everything, especially because I did let them know on Monday, as soon as Riker got fired, I let them know, hey, we can still pay something weekly, but it might be like $5-10 because we have like other bills to pay. And they just said, yeah, don't worry about it, like just pay as much as you can until like you get caught up, or you know, all of that stuff. So I had contacted Verizon multiple times. My arm is getting tired. I had contacted Verizon multiple times, letting them know that Riker got fired that day and that he had another job lined up, but it could be like another week until he even starts working, or like, because he goes on his tour tomorrow of the company, but it could be another week from then of when he could start working, or even like, so he probably wouldn't start next week just because they have to wait for the drug test to come back. But as soon as he's cleared, that following Monday, he would start working. So if he takes his drug test tomorrow and gets cleared sometime next week, they would have to wait until the following week on Monday to get him started working. So get his training started and all of that. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, because he does, like I explained in the last clip, he is working jobs, temp jobs through Bacon. So every day that he works, he gets paid the same day. If you first are starting out on the app, it takes a couple of days for you to see the first two, but genuinely, it's only the first paycheck. So the first check that you're, like the first day that you worked, you're going to wait it's going to be a couple of days until you see that in your account. And since he hasn't worked for them in quite a while, I want to say about almost 6 months, it's kind of like the same concept, since yesterday was his first day working with them again in the past 6 months, and he had to change his banking information and all of that. It'll take until tomorrow to receive that first paycheck, but today should come tomorrow as well. It just takes a little bit of time, but the more he works for them, the more consistent he is with working for them, they'll come the same day, if not the day after, because he normally just takes shifts that are in between 1 and 11 p.m. So, because the hours that he would work at this new job that he's waiting to see a tour of, he would be working about 2 to 10, which isn't a bad shift, so he just wants to make sure that his body is used to it by the time he goes to work for them, which is good to have. But at the same time, the only shifts as well that he can find are only between 12 and 11. So it's worked out nicely, but it's a little frustrating because when I had let them know that he got fired, they were like, well, you need to pay this by the 15th. Or not. They changed the original date from the 15th to the 17th, which was only 2 days later. And when I had called them on Monday, letting them know that he got fired, and I asked them to push it back, they just kept giving me excuses. And the issue is, in order to work through Bacon, Riker his phone has to be able to connect. And because our phones are off, it can't connect, which means he can't work. He still has a phone through his parents, but it doesn't like to connect to anything. It doesn't like to connect to data or Wi-Fi, nothing. So I don't know how well today is going to go because our phones are off. And when I tried calling them today, because our phones are off completely, I couldn't even get through to a live agent because I need to pay the past due, which is $300. It's not that bad, considering when we first started paying all of our overdue balance, that overdue balance was $600. And then we got it down to $300. Evenly. So, I don't want to ask you guys to do this, but at the same time, I need help, and I'm struggling, and we need our phones desperately, because this is the only phone that I have. I am going to link my Venmo down below. If you guys can help, thank you so much, and I will find something to do for you guys. But if you can't, no worries. We will try and figure something out. And of course, all of the paychecks that he will be getting from Bacon will be going towards our phone bill. But it could take another week or two to get our phones back up and running, and I just don't have time for that. So any help is appreciated. If you can't, you can't, and I'm not sad about it, but for those of you who do help, thank you so much. This is now the official end to this video, so thank you guys so much for watching. if you're willing to donate. I'll put my Venmo name here and my Venmo down there as well. But thank you so much for watching. I know that this is kind of a lot to listen to and try and understand, but I appreciate you listening to my rants and my vents. But thank you so much for watching. Bye.